I'm here with Gregory Norman, author of Kokomo, I'm Catching Hell, and Hell Don't Last Always. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Uh, just to start off, what made you want to become an author?
I think that my writing started when I was in junior high school. I had a friend that would actually write me a story, and she would give it to me for me to continue the story. And I had a teacher he was a big influence in my writing. His name was Mr. Britt, and he actually told me that I was very creative, and that was something that stuck with me. So when I became an adult, I wanted to write. I wanted to write stories that actually people can relate to, no matter what race or nationality. There's something in life that they can actually relate to. So Kokomo was my first book that was born, and Kokomo was actually um, largely because of colorism, which is something that actually occurs in the African American race. But later I've discovered, or I've been educated, that it actually occurs in several different races. So that was a topic that was huge on my list. And Kokomo is basically about a small child that was abused because of his skin color, um, because he was darker than the rest of his kids, and he was an African American boy. But I've since learned that everybody relates to it, and Kokomo was well received. So I would say Kokomo actually is what made me want to become an author.
So, what is it exactly that inspires you to write?
Actually, I can be inspired by the simplest of things. Sometimes I think I take things that occur within life. I was in the military, so I'm a veteran. So there's some things that occurred that I saw. When I was in my 20s and in my 30s, and even music. I'm inspired by music. Is I can hear um, just a small phrase in a song, and actually I can be inspired by that. And I would say music is my muse. I can listen to any music, and I'll write from that, just from that. But I think I'm really inspired by life.
Okay. We were introduced to uh, the characters in Hell Don't Last Always in your previous book, I'm Catching Hell. And they went over to your book, Hell Don't Last Always. How do you feel like they've grown from your last book to this book?
Well, there were specific characters within I'm Catching Hell. They were children at that time in that book. In Hell Don't Last Always, they are adults, and each one of them have their own story to tell. They have their own story, their own situations, their own drama. So they have evolved into adult. Once you become an adult, you experience life. Your childhood is over.
Okay. You started Hell Don't Last Always with a very intense scene, but you ended on a cliffhanger that was even more intense. Do you plan on expanding that story or letting us know what happened after that?
Absolutely. I've actually started on two new books, and a continuation in the Hell series, because that's what I call it now. I call it the Hell series. Um, I started on that, and also I want to do a prequel to Kokomo, and expound on that, because, like I said, even after writing Kokomo and I'm Catching Hell, I mean, I've learned things from my readers that that have I've been enlightened and educated, and also it gave me more material to write for future books.
Okay. So your reviews on Amazon and Goodreads are positive. Uh, your readers are really enjoying what you're doing in your work. What is it about your work that you think resonates with so many people?
I think my books um, are relatable to any individual, any walk of life, any nationality. People relate to my books because, like I said, I write about life and things that occur in life. If whether it's abuse or mental health or there's just different subjects, and people can relate to that. Oh, as I stated, even like colorism, there are different things that people relate to it, and they really gravitate towards a specific story. I've had several people come tell me, they're like, that character in the book, that's me. I was like, I mean, of course, I didn't write that specifically for you, but people relate to it, and they actually identify with certain characters.
So, what is it exactly that you want your readers to take from your work?
I want people to know that, there are different situations that occur in life. As I stated, be it abuse, mental health. There's certain things that actually occur in life, and sometimes people feel that they're the only person that's going through that. And specifically for like my book, Hell Don't Last Always, because people feel like, depending on the situation that they're in, they feel like they're, of course, catching hell. And then, I wanted people to know that hell don't last always, because you can get help or assistance for any illness as far as mental health. If you're going through abuse or someone who've experienced those things, they can actually get help for that. And like I said, I wanted them to know that they are not alone. It happens.
So, could you tell us where we can find your books?
Oh, my books are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes. I have links to my websites, which is gregory-norman.com and also gregorynorman.net. There are links to that as well.
So, I know you said that you were going to continue the Hell series, as well as you were writing something in regards to your first book, Kokomo. Is there anything else that we can expect from you in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big sci-fi guy, so I have dreams about this particular sci-fi movie that I can see writing about, and also I love horror movies, so I want to do a horror movie as well. So I can see myself in like several different genres. So yeah, there's a lot that I want to write about. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for sitting down to discuss your books with us. As you previously stated, your books can be purchased on the websites that you provided. And we look forward to seeing and hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.